Can't stay that straight face for long. Taylor does that. Taylor does that really well. She'll be like laughing, and then she'll just be like, "Can't do it. Can't do it."
We're back, everyone. Took a week off because of health issues, so thank you all for sticking by. If you hear me cough or anything like that, just get super pissed at me. Yeah, and this week we're gonna do a quick thing on She-Hulk. We're not gonna do like last week's episode with the twerking thing. It's over, it's done. If you guys are interested, New Rockstars probably did a video on it. We're gonna touch on this week's episode of She-Hulk, episode 4, real quick, and then we have our main segment that we're titling MSheU. So this
She-Hulk's got a dump truck, by the way. I had to get that in there.
Jesus. Anyway, this episode is pretty good. The critics in the early screenings or whatever said that episode 4 was going to be the one where fans like freak out, and this was the one everybody's waiting for. That is not true. I think that's a huge overhype of this episode. Yeah. It was not a bad episode in any sense, but don't listen to those, because then your expectations are going to be like whatever you want. I guarantee doesn't happen in this episode.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's probably like equal to episode 1. Like I think 2 and 3 are like way down here, and then I think 1 and 4 are like clearly better than the other ones. Yeah. So I mean, I kind of rope it into that, but nothing has been like elite yet.
I think, yeah. And me personally, I liked 1 best so far.
Sure. I think 1 was a good like introduction, breaking the fourth wall. I thought it was a very good episode. So
yep, gave us comedy, gave us action, gave us bit of lawyer
good
stuff.
CGI.
Good CGI. Yeah. Unfortunately, the cameo. So far there's been one every week, but like the cameo in episode 1's also the best.
Yeah. So
anyway, so yeah, this episode is pretty good. We got to see that it kind of deals with like Wong again and magic. I don't know if they're going to continue Wong coming in. I don't think they need to. Like, I don't know. I thought this was a little weird to bring him back again.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd get to see more. Like, they say that this episode's what fans wanted. What I wanted was like squish one of those demons, like be Hulk. Like they tell her like be Hulk. Like Wong specifically says be Hulk.
And, yeah, well, I mean, she did like,
and she doesn't.
You could say like she like killed one, like she slammed it against the wall, but then it like got bigger, and then there was like a couple of like the bigger ones attacking her. So I'm assuming she killed them, and then they kind of like came back to life in a bigger demon form.
Probably.
So I mean, yeah, you could say she killed them. I thought the CGI in that scene was like really, really good. I don't like her in like a suit. I think that's what looks choppy.
Yeah,
makes her look like she's like
it's extra
weird.
stiff.
Yeah,
they don't know how to move the body motions with the suit.
But eventually she'll get her tight suit, and I'm assuming it's gonna look more fluid,
like when she was running around with Hulk.
Yeah,
and they were in like jogging outfit. Yeah.
So yeah. Mephisto, obviously, because there's demons.
Yeah. Yep.
Bunch of Mephisto like things possibly in this.
I think they are doing a pretty good job with her overall. I would really like just a like non-cameo. I get it. At this point, you can run it like a cheesy like cameo every week type of show from the 90s that like you could kind of throw in there. You can make it that if you want. But I think you got to get serious at some point, or show at some point. Would we be able to see She-Hulk in a movie? Would we? Like, if we, because right now episode 1 shows us she can.
There's no
every other episode. It's like, do we care to bring this person into a movie?
Yeah, there's no like big bad, I guess. And like, if you want to say it's Titania, not really.
They're not making Titania seem like a threat at all.
Right, and then
she's
like
a legal
crew. Like Wrecking Crew was hired by somebody, but who could that be?
Right.
Like, I don't know. So I don't know who the big I don't know who the big bad is yet. But I want to see on the
wrong side of the country for Kingpin.
Yeah, I want to see Hulk. I want to see her like bust ass for like 3 episodes,
All
and
right.
then give us Matt Murdock.
Right.
Give us
Yeah.
Matt Murdock.
Get her in some problems. But so this is the last thing I wanted to talk about it. So there you guys go. Like, I thought it was a good episode. Wasn't everything you'd ever want, but again, she just kind of is not She-Hulk forward.
It
I want more
probably what
She-Hulk.
everyone's like, this is what we want. It's just because she had like confirmed had sex in the MCU. Like,
Sure.
that's
Well,
probably
so that was the thing, is like people keep saying it's like a very feminine forward message.
right.
So I talked to my wife because this is the first show again she's like been actually watching with me, and she said that it doesn't really, like, to her the feminist message isn't reached. Like, she mentioned how they're pushing it forward like it is one, but it's really pushing forward as more of a aggression over equality. Like when she eyeballs him when he takes his sweater off,
Yeah.
that she was like, if you reverse those roles, he's probably kicked out.
Sure.
And she's like, if you're gonna make that okay, you're not really sending a feminist message. And I was like,
Right.
I
mean, they
yeah.
had that. They had that kind of same thing too when Jen was on her like first date with the one dude, and he's like checking out girls as they walk by.
The couple
whatever.
pigs in the episode too.
Yeah. So
and that's why they got sent loose. And it's like, yeah, so she's supposed to be cut loose. Is she the pig in that case? And
yeah.
She,
I mean, but she also like at the same moment, it showed like a guy genuinely interested in her.
right.
Then you find out he was interested for the wrong reasons.
See, and then that was me. Like, so again, so I'm not a woman, so I don't. This is my like feminist perspective. Would be like, shouldn't the point be that she doesn't need like a man,
right?
Like, and she doesn't. Yeah. I also really didn't like that when she showed up to fight the demons. She didn't. Wong had to tell her to fight or focus, and I was like, you're sending the message that like Wong's the boss, like the man is her boss. Like, that was my thought. And when I mentioned that, my wife was like, oh, I guess I didn't think of that, but now I can see it.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I guess I don't like that either. And I was like, it was like, yeah, like she showed up and they made it like, oh, I'm on a date, to like something that would be stereotypical.
And she's got a bunch of little bats running around. She's not doing anything, like bat demon things, and she's not doing anything. She needs Wong to tell her, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess like you can see like, yeah, like the reverse scenario, like, but like at the same time, like Wong would have more expertise in this matter. But at the same time, like she should just be punching these shits out of the air. Like they're not good.
That's why you're in She-Hulk form.
They're not good. Like, yeah, these things are just fine flying around. It's like, no. So yeah. And Wong asked you for help. What would help be? I guess. Right. So yeah, I get it.
And then I do like the dating. I'm cool with it. Like, I just think that they're sending a different message than what I think they're trying to send. That's what I'm receiving. But again, I don't have a feminist standpoint. I have my own male monkey brain.
She had sex. Yes.
She-Hulk. Oh. Maybe that'll be the end credit. That'll be the final one for the final episode. Anyway, that's our She-Hulk segment. Let us know what you think. Let us know, especially if you're a woman listening or watching. Let us know how right or wrong we are. Did you notice? Do you like the feminist statements? Do you think they're that prominent, or do you think they're just normal, like just to find them out? Do you want more? Yeah, let us know. Which segues us very nicely into the topic of our main segment here, which is something mentioned in She-Hulk, kind of.
So episode 3, which we're not talking about, but Marvel
with the comments on Twitter.
Into it.
Like Marvel called out the people saying like, oh, you recasted this character female. The woke Marvel people making everyone woman. Do we have another woman in the MCU? All these like. And people have declared it the MSheU.
Straight up, like almost like word for word copied actual comments, which I thought was hilarious, and just kind of showed like the monkey-sized pea brain of some men that aren't us. Like, Like
Yeah,
we
like
exist with
mine's like
monkey size.
almond
We
size.
yeah, we exist with monkey sized pea brains, but like
Monkey
we're not.
sized pea brains.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're monkey
Um,
sized peas.
but MSheU is what a lot of these monkey sized pea brains have been calling this part of the phase, saying that everything's becoming feminine, female, all that. And you know what? We agree. We're sick of it. That's why you saw the title of this video. Really? MSheU, really?
Yeah,
Uh
really.
no, actually, we've been loving a lot of the female leads and side characters that have been coming out in all these products and the series and the movies. And we wanted to dedicate this episode to those awesome
Femme fatales.
femme fatales on screen, those women making an impact in their series that we thought have been, like very good characters, very memorable ones that you want to see again.
Yep.
Starting all the way back from WandaVision to She-Hulk, as I'm sure if we were to do this again, Shuri would end up getting added to the list.
Sure.
Invisible Woman probably would after she comes up in Black Panther as well.
You're not going to see her. But hey, Nakia, Okoye, there's others.
Right. And like I was thinking about Okoye.
Namora,
What If?
I'm sure. Yeah.
What If is the only thing I excluded.
Yeah, I think that's smart. It's not technically MCU canon, even though it kind of is, but it's not. So
right.
So Jinx.
I found 50 women throughout all the series and movies that I found impactful.
Sure. You forgot one.
I did. Which one?
Possibly. You may have not forgotten, you may not have included her, but I have as an honorable mention Love.
Oh, Love from Thor Love and Thunder.
Sure.
Got it. Yeah. I guess that would have been a good one too. So I did forget. So it would be 51, but I came up with 50.
Sure.
Sure. And it wasn't necessarily positive or negative, that sort of thing. Just how'd you impact? Like if I hated your character, you made me feel something. So it's like impact. So there's just 50 impactful ladies that I think.
And we're gonna read them off backwards.
I think I'd be fine seeing them again.
So yeah, you rated them your own criteria. I rated them on how I feel is like impactful to this phase, impactful going forward. And then also just ones I included the people that I just also love to see on screen. So take us away. What do you got? Because I roped some in together and I was telling you about
this. So we obviously don't want to list all 50.
Right.
Nobody wants to just sit here and like, oh, yeah, this person. So there are some ones that I think I just mentioned because they were a big part of the movie or show that, they were good, but
yeah, I've got like I wouldn't 4
put in like a top
mentions. 10. Sure. Okay.
And then there's those couple that were like obvious. Like you have to include like
the locks.
Yelena.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Yelena.
Right.
And seeing like Sylvie's
on my list.
One of those ones. Like
Sylvie. So I have Sylvie as my number
people
1.
Hated her, but they loved her.
I have Sylvie as my number 1 most impactful because she's technically started it all.
And then
she killed He Who Remains and started everything into motion. Right. So
and then Wanda's a lock.
Yep, I got Wanda on there too.
So I think there's some of these that are like just super impactful. The actor did a fantastic job. They just like portrayed the character super well. Maybe they came up out of nowhere. Like in my opinion, Photon is one of those that I almost want to put in that top 10. Like I kind of want to put in that top 10 because she was a fantastic character, but I don't want to put in Maria Rambeau or like Peggy Carter or anything because they were so in it. Like
it's tough because like we've seen them before, so like I don't think you could technically include like Natasha in this,
right? Because
like she was phase 1
and like at the Eternals wise, Thena, you didn't really see her a lot. So throughout this whole movie, it was focused on Cersei. Right. They made Cersei seem almost helpless at points. So it's like,
it's tough.
It's hard. So
let's talk about let's talk about the locks. You said like Sylvie and Wanda.
Wanda and Sylvie are
Right.
and I think you could probably include Yelena.
Sure.
But I would say Wanda and Sylvie for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Wanda and Sylvie. So I have those people roped in with them. So I have Ravonna Renslayer roped in with Sylvie because Ravonna grabbed Sylvie when she was like 8 or 10 or whatever, right? So that Ravonna almost started the whole thing. Technically, because like Kang employed Ravonna got Sylvie stole a TVA thing, started hopping around different things, killing people, killing other Lokis.
Without Ravonna and Sylvie, Wanda doesn't ever do her thing.
Right. Because without Ravonna and Sylvie, He Who Remains would have just
had
Wanda's timeline, like
Wanda's explanation with America and how that event happened.
And so with Wanda, I have America Chavez roped in with her because in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, both Wanda bending reality as well as America Chavez hopping dimensions is also where I feel very impactful to this whole phase in general.
Sure.
So those are two.
So you have Wanda, America, like tied in at your 2, and then you have Sylvie and
Ravonna.
Ravonna.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
Those are I think those are a good lock. I think I too would put Sylvie at number 1 because first of all, Loki has been my favorite show so far. She had some stuff off camera that made me root for her more, which I think is unfair to these other people. But the fact that she was breastfeeding and pregnant while doing this and still killed it, the suit opened up, because you then you end up you love her character, you root for her character, then you hate her character, she just killed it. So I feel like I'd have to put her number 1. And I've said it, anybody that watched our Multiverse of Madness review, I wanted Wanda dead, so we all know I'm not putting Wanda number 1. I wanted Wanda dead by the end of Multiverse of Madness. I thought her story was good enough and done.
Sure.
So there are some people that I thought were like dark horse. They don't really get talked about a lot. Fandom, fans don't really talk. I think they should be talked about.
Sure.
Like Lee and Xialing from Shang-Chi.
Sure, I have Xialing as my honorable mention. As an honorable mention.
I feel like they should be at least mentioned
because
who cares how many honorable mentions we have? This is to support. I'm enjoying the MSheU. I'm enjoying it. I think Xialing, if we saw their mom a little bit more, I think she would be. I think Lee would be up there.
Yeah.
But because she was insanely
cool. Yeah, the only questionable thing about Shang-Chi is that she designed those suits and knew the exact dimensions of her kids when they were older, which was a little weird, but it is what it is. But yeah, I have Xialing on my list as well.
Taskmaster.
Yeah, I think I don't have it on my list.
Feel emotion.
Yeah, I don't have Taskmaster on my list. But there's more to that when we talk about Yelena a little bit more.
And I think Yelena is somebody you got to talk about. Like, I think she outshined Natasha in her own movie.
Yep, I agree.
I think she killed it in Hawkeye.
Yep.
So she's been in multiple things. And then she kind of her mom is Melina is the only one in that movie in Black Widow that I think competes for the strongest performance.
Sure.
So I don't know. I think, and then Yelena again, the fan following, Florence Pugh's following.
Yeah. I have Yelena on my list as well.
I love the idea of this, and I'm thinking I want to make this clear: we are not ranking. We're not
No, we're just talking about the females in Marvel. We're just having positive conversations. I have Yelena in my second group of people. In my first group of people that the impactful, I got Sylvie and Wanda. I kind of have a middle tier between this and there's one person, and that's Cersei.
Yeah,
because Cersei may not have you don't know Cersei's impact in the entire MCU right now, but she pissed off Celestials,
right?
So
and she also
more
shut
coming
down a
because
Celestial.
of that. Yeah. yeah, she killed Tiamat and then pissed off the main dude. So
Right.
I have Cersei on my list as like most impactful because I feel like that's gonna come to play. Like it started Black Knight, which started Blade, which is like
Right. So it's gonna be
the trick. Like it keeps
knocking down
going.
dominoes.
So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I also like shout out Eternals, Makari
yeah,
for like we've mentioned the impact that that's had for like deaf community. So
yeah,
that outside of the character is cool, but the
yeah,
character itself was a character. Her and Druig were both the
yeah. Lauren
surprise from that
Lauren
movie.
Ridloff and Barry Cogan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but those two
they both did good.
characters were surprised me how much I liked them by the end of the movie.
Yeah,
Um, and then yeah, like I don't know. We've got a few more. I think Multiverse of Madness has introduced potential women, strong powerhouse women that we're going to be able to enjoy, like Clea, and
I have her on
like
my list
yeah, like
too.
I think Clea is going to be somebody that's going to be an awesome focus. And people are like forgetting like we're going to have some Elsa Bloodstone is going to be huge when she
Yeah,
comes in.
could
There's
be
going to be
Werewolf by Night. Yeah, she could come in Werewolf by Night.
there's going to be some more, and then like Nebula's story is going to expand
Yeah,
now. We're going to get another Gamora thing.
yeah,
Mantis's story's got to get
yeah.
wrapped up.
So my next tier of people, I have Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop, and Yelena Belova. I have those three my like next tier, and I think it's like Kamala Khan. These are people that are like they were like big in their own stories, but then also like set up numerous amounts of like potential going forward. So like Kamala being a mutant, obviously there's like hundreds of thousands of mutants. So like
mhm.
that is just a huge thing going forward. Kate Bishop, if we didn't have Hawkeye, we wouldn't have had Kate Bishop, which means you wouldn't have had Kingpin, which means you wouldn't have had Daredevil,
Echo.
which means we wouldn't have had Echo. Like we wouldn't have had all those things if not for them telling Kate Bishop's story.
Yeah.
Um,
Kate
and
Bishop
then
and Kamala Khan were huge to
yeah,
the future.
and then you got Yelena, which without Yelena, you she there's a lot of rumors that she could be the leader of the Thunderbolts going forward.
Mm-hmm.
So without Yelena, you don't get the Thunderbolts. So I mean, and the fact that Florence Pugh is just has just been doing amazing herself, her career, Marvel. So
Yeah. Um gosh, yeah, there's been I think Kate's gonna be a huge focus. Her and that'll be like part of the Young Avengers or whatever they're moving
yeah,
forward. Kate
I think
Bishop
I want to
and
see like
Kamala Khan.
Young Avengers versus Thunderbolts. That's like what I want to see, I think. And like
Oh,
Yelena with the Thunderbolts versus like Kate Bishop. So it's
that'd
like,
be interesting.
yeah, it's like they're
You gotta root for
friends,
something. You
but
gotta root for somebody,
yeah,
and people've got to die.
yeah. Well,
So
maybe not die. I don't know.
I
Civil War, nobody died. So
Infinity War basically nobody did because the movie basically didn't happen because the
yeah.
Endgame happened. um, I'm not bitter about. I'm just not.
Infinity
bitter.
War was great, and then Endgame. People who say Endgame is better than Infinity War are wrong, but
I agree.
fine.
Infinity War was so much better.
Yeah,
I did want to. Yeah, I want to give some shout outs to some other
yeah.
female characters that killed it. I would say Sif, Valkyrie, Agatha, Darcy.
I've got I got
Carly Montague, I think was the character's
yeah,
name in.
yeah,
I think she was an awesome, like, kind of an introduction to the series of shows because they were like the second or third show that came out. Captain America, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
yeah.
Yeah, she was a surprise. The first I was like, she's really good. Found out she was from Star Wars and
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I've got Agatha, Clea, and Photon in my next like bracket.
Yeah, I'm excited for Agatha. I'm excited for Clea, and I'm excited for Photon.
You
like,
just don't I have them on this list because I don't know what to expect from them. But I know they're gonna make a impact going forward. So I've got Agatha, Clea, and then Photon and Captain Marvel I roped into one. Just because I don't know what's gonna happen in the Marvels. So
right. I also B-15, Hunter B-15.
Yeah.
She was one of the women that faced like huge backlash for her character when that show first started, and then by the end of the show, she was super good.
Right.
Ravonna, I think, kind of steals some of the scenes.
Yeah.
Because she's very good, but and then Echo. I think Echo would I'm excited for that show as well.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a very cool introduction to I think I don't know how they're gonna go. I hope they don't go the way they go with her comics, because her character in the comics gets annihilated over and over. Like she never wins. Like right now we know her stories, like her dad's dead, she was raised in crime, and now she's like midlife crisis at whatever age she's supposed to be. If it goes in the comics, it's really not getting any better.
Yeah.
Like Hawkeye's gonna beat her up, Daredevil's gonna beat her up. She's gonna get a subtle win against Daredevil, and Thanos is gonna like kill her. So it really doesn't go well for her. So I hope her character continues on an upward trajectory.
Yeah. I hope Daredevil doesn't steal her spotlight too.
And then we got I think they did a good job with Miss Marvel. I think they did a really good job with Nakia. I think her friend was a true, like we were talking in the She-Hulk segment about true empowerment. I like her actually like winning the head of her in the mosque, like in the head of that group. I thought that was huge, especially what it would like mean culturally. They explain how important that is.
Sure.
Yeah, so I thought I wanted to mention her as well, and then her mom Najma. Those couple episodes focused on her were really cool.
Sure.
But then I wanted to talk about for the last thing I wanted to say, because I don't really want to bring up the She-Hulk stuff. Still too new. Right. So Jennifer Walters is being awesome. People know how we feel about She-Hulk. Titania, I'm excited for. She hopped on screen for 1 second, and my wife goes, "Oh, she's hot." By the way, as soon as Titania showed up, she's like, "She's so hot." And I was like, "All right, I'm glad you."
My wife's words, not mine.
I'm glad you like the show. It was like that 1 second where they were recapping in the very beginning.
Yeah.
But Moon Knight is another one of my favorite characters, and introduced. I tweeted it out a couple weeks ago, actually. One of my new favorite characters.
That's the 10th person on my list is Layla.
Yeah, Layla. She was phenomenal. I love the Scarlet Scarab.
Yeah.
She needs to be in more. The acting was phenomenal. The character was phenomenal. Just, huge shout out. That was well-written character, well-executed character.
Yeah. A very minor character, probably, in the comics that got some spotlight,
shout out to some of those voice actors like Toadette and Miss Minutes.
Yeah. I got
Power Ladies.
Two more on my list.
Sure,
just honorable mentions. Love. You don't know what's just a brand new character. I know you've vouched for the MCU to just kind of do something new and different, and so like Love is just like brand new. So just a new character, and it's Chris Hemsworth's daughter, so he'll be able to go forward with that. And then another person that we don't really know what's going to happen is La Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
Yeah, she was one of the women I thought of too, but we didn't really see too much of her.
Right. So you've seen her in a couple projects, recruiting John Walker, U.S. agent, and then Yelena as well. And yeah, she's probably going to come into play with the Thunderbolts, I'm assuming. And then, we'll get to see from there. But if she's like this big bad to kind of like, she could not be big bad, but like the anti like Nick Fury, or the opposite of Nick Fury. So
kind of like how Sylvie wasn't really Enchantress. Yeah. Valentina doesn't have to really be Madam Hydra,
right?
Or like Viper, but
I think she's gonna fill the Thunderbolt Everett Ross. The Thunderbolt. Yeah.
And it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She's legend.
Yeah. So,
and I'm excited to see who else they introduce. I think there's a good opportunity for more actors that we've never seen before. That's what I want. I want to see some more, like America Chavez, Kamala Khan. These are people we haven't seen. Haley Steinfeld, we've seen her before, but I think this is like a bigger role.
Right.
A lot of people didn't really know who Florence Pugh was because she wasn't in a lot of She wasn't in anything superhero. She was in a lot of really strong acting, like drama performances. So I don't know. I like seeing a lot of these new faces that I haven't really seen before. The woman who plays Echo, I'm blanking on her name, but she's another one. Like, so I think I'm excited to see more people introduced. But yeah, shout out MSheU. We're enjoying the MSheU. Go ahead and I hope they embrace the name. I think turn into a positive. Like, I would love if She-Hulk brought it up. Like,
yeah, it'd be funny.
Yeah, just turn into a positive.
There's always those rumors of her like walking into Kevin Feige's office, right? Like Jennifer Walters walking into Kevin Feige's office and like, I don't know, grabbing a, like, everyone thinks she's gonna either talk to Kevin Feige, like fourth wall break, or like see him or walk into his office or something. So that'd be funny.
If they truly want to do what the fans like like if they want to really give into that like internet meme, you have her fourth wall breaking, because I don't know if they want to put Kevin in a movie.
Right. Yeah.
You have her fourth wall breaking, and she says she's gonna spoil something in the next movie. We're introducing, and then she's gonna have like a red light on her chest or her head, and be like, "No one, I was kidding." Like, I think that would be like Kevin Feige's always watching.
Yeah, she's got the sniper. Yeah.
I think that would be the way to do it. So, yeah. Anyway, shout out MSheU. Let's continue with the MSheU. There's plenty of male character. Wong has been in everything. There has been a Wong in every movie.
Yeah. Hey, D23's tomorrow. Or we film on Thursdays. It's Friday. It's on a Friday. D23. We'll have a lot of news next week, so maybe we'll have some more MSheU moments announced at D23. So
otherwise, there's going to be plenty more for all those people that just seem to be craving the man meat. You're going to get a Mr. Fantastic, The Thing,
Johnny Storm,
Doctor Doom, some point here, Namor. There you go. There's your MSheU.
Yeah. Should be ashamed of yourself.
Anyway, see you all next week unless we're canceled. And you all look great today. GG.
GG.
Everything I do the best. Deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.